It is possible to succeed with education. It is possible also to succeed without education. It depends on your state of mind. It depends on your belief system. It depends on your mentality. Hi, welcome to One at a Time, the matter of questions and answer. My name is Abel Danjuma, and I am the presenter of One at a Time. One at a Time is a platform where we allow people ask questions and we respond to these questions accordingly. We try as much as possible to make meaning out of the questions and then make sense to the people who ask the question. Today we shall be considering a particular question which says, is it possible to succeed without education? Is it possible to succeed without education? Before we answer this question, I would like us to take a review of the question. Let's try to split this question into two. Let's see what does it mean to succeed. Let's also see what does education really means. So, you see, when I came across this particular question, it reminded me of when I was a small boy, when I was a little boy growing up. I have this notion that, in fact, it's not even a notion. I have this attraction towards people who own bicycle, who knows how to ride bicycle. To me, I consider them as the most successful people. If you own a bicycle, you are successful. Then later in life, I realized that people who own motorcycle seem to be more successful than the people with bicycle. And this kept on changing. Much later in life, I realized that the people who have car, I feel like they are more successful than the people who own motorcycle. So you see, it kept on changing. There has been shift of mentality. So over time in life, you keep on having new information, new understanding about things. And this is only possible when you are given awareness or when you come to terms with certain information. But much later in life, I realized that success is not about material possession. It's not about intellectual capacity. It's not even about spiritual grace. In fact, it's not even about physical attraction. But success is about three things. Three things which I would like to mention now. One of which is a successor. A successor. Because you cannot say you are successful when you have no successor. There has to be a successor, one that will take after you. Because whatever you are doing, that will only start and end with you without sustainability is not in any way giving you room to succeed. But when you have something that somebody can carry it on, even when you are gone, then that thing is success. Then the next element that makes one successful is succession. Because you cannot have a successor and then no succession, or meaning that there has not been any form of transmission of idea or understanding or knowledge between you and that person. Then how can you say you have successfully developed your successor? So until you are successfully passed on this baton from yourself to the person next to you, then you are successful. Then the third element of success is cessation. Whatever you do, whoever you develop, whoever you teach, as long as you don't delegate, as long as you don't give that person allowance to perform, to try, to make attempt, then there is no way you can say you are successful. Everything you do by yourself and you think that that person will learn by just hearing you. People learn better by doing. So when you learn by doing, you understand it better. These are the three things that make success. So they are the attributes, they are the basics for you to succeed on anything in life. You got to have a disciple. A disciple is somebody that is willing and ready to learn from your wealth of knowledge, your story, or your experience in life. So that person is called a disciple. And you able to teach that disciple everything you know about your success makes you successful. You able to allow that person to practice what you are doing or what you are practicing. Let's also look at what education really means. I want us to see education in three perspectives. I want us to see education as a process, and I would like us to see education as a principle. I also want you to see education as a platform or a program. So, and when we say it's a process, it has to do with an individual effort. When we say it is a principle, it has to do with a corporate effort. When we say it's a platform or a program, it has to do with an institutional effort. Now, let's define it based on the process. Education as a process, it serves as a medium for acquiring or inquiring information about something or someone from somebody else somewhere. This entails personal effort. This means that it is a personal effort. Then, education as a principle provides guidelines for teaching and learning of specific skills, disciplines, or lessons through a systematic approach, because there has to be a systematic approach to this in order to ensure that education take place or take effect. So now, let's also see it as a platform. As a platform or as a program, education enables us to share, to transmit, to transfer knowledge, skills, and ideas from one person to another person. This entails institutional effort. So you see, when we look at these three different aspects of education, we understand that education is not just about reading and writing. It was opportune to learn, to unlearn, and to relearn. I discover certain things, and my idea about those things kept on changing. So you see, what you know today is not the ultimate. Until tomorrow, you get to realize that there is more to it than you already know. There's more to it than you already have. There's more to it because you can know something today, tomorrow you know it in a different way. Based on what we have come up with, is it possible to succeed without education? Mind you, education is also divided into three basic types or categories. We have formal education, we have informal education, we have non-formal education. And all of these are forms of education. So the fact that you think you are educated, there is an aspect of the education that you may not be well informed about. Based on my own understanding, I would say it is not possible to succeed without education. But then I know nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible until you believe it is not impossible. Nothing is possible or impossible until you believe it to be either possible or impossible. Because a wise man once said, anything you conceive and believe it, you can achieve it. So if we understand this, we will know that regardless of whatever we decide to say, whether yes or no, it won't change anything. Education is really important for one to succeed. Education is really important for one to succeed. But we can't say that without education, you cannot succeed. It is possible to succeed with education. It is possible also to succeed without education. It depends on your state of mind. It depends on your belief system. It depends on your mentality. So learn from people who have succeeded in the area that you want to succeed. And when you learn from them, you see, you are also working or traveling on the same direction that will take you to that kind of success that you are desiring. So there is no limit to success. Today you might think that you have succeeded in life. Later you will realize that that wasn't a success. There is more to it than we think we have. There is more to success than we think we know. There is more to success than we think or we imagine that we have become. Keep watching, keep sharing. We would like you to also comment. But most importantly, subscribe to this channel so that whenever we drop our video, you can easily know what it is about. Thank you. Remain blessed until we see in the next video. My name is Abel Danjuma. Keep watching one at a time, the matter of questions and answer. Like I always say, when you ask questions, you get to learn many things. But when you answer a question, you get to learn one thing, and that one thing can change your life.